Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News. Some Attleboro residents have noticed an increase in the local rat population. Attleboro's deputy health agent spoke to us about the issue and how residents can help to contain the population.
Hi, my name is Sherry Miller-Bedeau. I am the deputy health agent for the city of Attleboro. And rats have been around for a while. We've noticed them more and more when COVID hit due to sanitation issues. There's also climate change, it's just warmer winters, more development's been going on, and, because a lot of times they will live in the woods and in the forests, so they've been coming out more. And also in Attleboro, we have more chickens. I grew up in Attleboro. We didn't really have, chickens. That was more like a Norton, Rehoboth thing. And now we have chickens in the city. So they're attracted to just certain elements. You have sanitation. They're looking for food and water. So the best thing that somebody could do is try to deprive them of these things on their property. If you're going to feed the birds, try to get a bird feeder that's a little bit better at the seed not falling onto the ground. And if it does, try to clean up the feed at the end of the day. That's the best thing you can do because they really love that kind of scent that it attracts. If you have chickens, please just keep your coop as clean as possible. Chickens are great. Everyone likes chickens. Everyone loves the eggs that they get. They eat ticks roaming around in your yard. But rats are attracted to the fecal matter and they're attracted to the seed as well. Rats carry disease. They carry the fleas. That was also the plague back in the day, but they have hantavirus, they have leptospirosis. They can carry viruses, they can carry bacteria, and they're very destructive. They do eat through wires. They'll eat through cement. They'll try to get into your house. We're getting the Norway rats in this part, Massachusetts. That's what we're seeing. And they generally live to about a year. But in that time, they can have up to 7 litters. And in those litters, they can have 6 to 12 rats. If you do find rats on your property, it's always best to call a professional. They know how to deal with them. I've had rats on and off on my property in Attleboro. And what I've done is I've sprayed the mint, I've set the traps, and I've used peanut butter. I've used peanut butter with birdseed. I've used Slim Jims. You kind of have to mix it up because they're pretty amazing at kind of figuring things out. I use the old-fashioned snap traps because I don't want to do any secondary poisoning to any birds of prey or other animals. I have a dog, and my dog ate a dead rat, and I made my dog throw up because I was worried that the rat could have been poisoned. So I worry about, those kind of things. You can set traps, you can hire a professional, but the number one thing that you can really do to try to have the little rodents, if they're in your area, they're not everywhere, they're in different pockets, around the city, but to try to deter them from ever coming into your area is keep your yard as clean as possible. Even though you might see them during the day, they are kind of private, so don't have tall grass, keep your grass mowed regularly. Try not to keep the piles of leaves because they love that. They will build a nest in that, and in the wintertime, when the leaves decompose, they create gases and keep, the rodents nice and warm. So they look for that kind of, harborage area. Check the perimeter of your yard and of your home because they like to walk along perimeters, they like to walk around fences. Seal cracks in your foundation and around your house. That's really important so that they don't get in. Clean your barbecue after use. Try to empty any water you have in your yard because the main thing, you want to cut off their food supply and you also want to cut off a water supply. If you do live near water, really watch that food source. And you really want to make sure that you're putting your garbage out, hopefully the morning of. That's the best we can do to try to not invite them onto our property.